Hi, my name is Anna and welcome to the CTS/CSE 289 Capstone Project, covering the CTS or Computer Information Technology courses. I will be specifically covering CTS 155 Tech Support Functions. This video is the first video in a 5-part tutorials about subjects covered in the CTS 155 class. And as you can see, I have all 5 videos listed out. And today I am going to be talking about some basic troubleshooting strategies that can be used to diagnose PC issues. More specifically, I will be talking about some basic steps to troubleshooting, some common strategies to use, safe mode, and some performance tools as well. To start off, I am going to talk about some basic troubleshooting steps that you can use to analyze your computer. The first thing that you want to do is to understand the symptoms in detail. This is so that you can best diagnose the issue so that you can take the best appropriate steps to fixing the computer. Next, you should back up the user's personal files such as documents, pictures, and desktop files. This is so that if you have to wipe the computer hard drive, the user can still have most of their files. I will talk about some backup strategy methods and tools in video 2. Once the first 2 steps have been completed, you should perform any corrective maintenance. I will be covering some malware removal strategies in video 5. Now that I've talked about some steps to take when troubleshooting, I am going to talk about some common strategies to use to find malicious software and how to get rid of some of it as well. One way to find malicious software is to go to Control Panel and look at the installed programs and look and see if there are any suspicious programs. For example, if you see some PC cleaner programs, toolbars, and other programs that aren't common, a few or even all of these could be malware, and if you delete them, you might be able to fix some of the problems. Another way to find malicious software is to use a malware analysis tool. For instance, you can run Malwarebytes to find threats, and you can also use it to get rid of the threats as well. You can also use Spybot to find and get rid of malware. Another tool is ThreatExpert. It is an online tool that can be helpful if you already have a sample of malware and you want to find out what type it is. Now I am going to go over the purpose of safe mode and 2 ways of booting to it. Safe mode is a diagnostic mode that is built into all Windows operating systems. Safe mode is intended to help fix PC issues and is mainly used in malware removal. The first way to boot into safe mode is to restart the computer, and when it is on the boot screen, hit F8, and this will bring up the advanced boot options. Then use the arrow keys to select safe mode and hit enter. The second way to boot to safe mode is to configure the settings in msconfig. To do this, open up msconfig and on the boot tab under boot options, select safe mode and any extra criteria that you need. For instance, if you want to be able to access the internet while in safe mode, you will want to make sure that network is selected and not minimal. Lastly, I am going to talk about 2 different performance tools. The first tool is Windows Performance Monitor, or perfmon. This is a Windows tool which is used to scan and see how programs affect the computer's performance. It uses performance counters to test the activity or state of a system. The second tool is Process Explorer. It is kind of like Task Manager, but it focuses on the processes in greater detail and is often used to track down issues. It has many features that can be very helpful in malware removal. Thank you for watching this first video in the CTS 155 class video series, and I hope that you continue watching the rest of the videos.